Art and Movement Project by Sharon Espinoza. Our senses constantly collect tens of thousands of bits of information from the environment every second, even while we sleep. The stimulant helps the brain make new sensory pathways. In order, as educators, to help students develop into well-rounded individuals, we need to use strategies that engage the whole brain. The research shows that one of the only things that keeps kids in school is engagement in arts and sports. The following video, Arts and the Mind, Arts in Education, gives an inside look of how important is arts in education.
Art surrounds us every day of our lives, in galleries, symphony halls, the books we read, the movies we watch, the music we dance to. We know the arts can be enjoyable, moving, exhilarating, thrilling, but there's so much more. They also play a central role in what it means to be human. And there's more and more evidence that they help grow healthy young minds and maintain them as we age.
And what's happening in this one?
But budget cuts and increased emphasis on test results means that the arts are being marginalized in public schools across the United States.
Teachers are completely overloaded. They are expected to be teaching toward the standardized tests, and they have not very many minutes during the day to teach it. Public education right now encourages kids to memorize information and be just like everyone else.
All right, guys, what do we got going on over here?
PS Arts and other nonprofits try to fill the void in schools where arts education has either been cut back or eliminated completely.
The research shows that one of the only things that keeps kids in school is engagement in arts and sports. And the dropout rate in Los Angeles County right now is 1 in 3. 1 in 3.
Is everybody ready to switch to another color? Yeah! Okay, well, hold up. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. It is. It's good. It's good madness.
Far from being a frivolous sort of waste of time, it's actually an essential part of how the brain learns to get by in its world and to learn the skills necessary to make it onto adolescence and into adulthood.
A lot of people I know wouldn't have made it through high school if it wasn't for arts programs. You know, you're trying to actively engage the mind of a young person. There's a good percentage of us that really aren't turned on by math and science. We need other inspiration.
You guys will rehearse it till you have it, so Monday you can just relax.
Tim Robbins works with Get Lit, a nonprofit program that provides inspiration through poetry. Actress Diane Luby Lane is the founder and executive director.
Our mission is to increase teen literacy in Los Angeles, we say. It's really so much more. It's not enough that you show up here and bond. That's a great thing, but I'm not running an after-school program for at-risk youth. And I don't mean to be mean about it, I'm just not.
I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked.
They introduce these kids to really good poets and make them learn it and make them study that poetry before they start to write their own. And in doing so, they are attaching a discipline, a literary discipline, to the program that is making these kids think in ways way beyond their own experience and their own lives.
Past heads of trees.
Poetry is special because we're a species that language is important to us, words are important to us, they were created for a reason. Everybody needs to find that place where they're magnificent. These kids, a lot of them, this is that place. If you take that away from them, they will never know themselves as leaders. They will never know themselves as contributors.
Because we understand that a society is only sustained in the midst of turmoil with arts. We know what pains birthed hip-hop, the Harlem Renaissance, rock, and blues. We are the most diverse school in the nation. We know that art is the only thing that makes Los Angeles' school district unified.
When Get Lit came into my drama class, I was just like, oh my God, they're really honest. I want to say something. I want to shock somebody with the truth. I auditioned after that, and that's, how it all started. Kind of saved my life in a way. Not even kinda, not even in a way. It totally saved my life.
Some studies show that more brain areas are stimulated and interacting when performing creative activities than during conversation activities. Students who participate in arts can foster spontaneity and self-expression. It also helps limit the effects of inhibition, which leads to more creative results. Arts can also develop attention control needed for persistence to overcome fear, frustration, and failure. According to a bulletin of the American Education Partnership, the following are examples of the benefits of art in our students. It increases literacy and English language arts skills, advances math achievement, engages students in school and motivates them to learn, develops critical thinking, improves school culture. It also equips students to be creative, strengthens problem-solving abilities, builds collaboration and communication skills, increases capacity for leadership. Art can be integrated across curriculum. Here are some examples. For visual arts, science, students can draw the life cycle of a frog or a butterfly. Math, draw geometric shapes. Music, in English language arts, they can create a song about the parts of speech. For physical education, they can listen to music while working in centers. Theater, in English language arts, they can act up their writing. For social studies, they can create a play about a historical event. Dance, for physical education, they can create a dance routine. For English language arts, they can create a dance that will help students remember critical events or information. Learning doesn't happen from the neck up. It happens from the feet up. This quote comes from the following video, The Kinesthetics Classroom Teaching and Learning Through Movement. For the purpose of time, this video has been trimmed. If you wish to see the entire video, please click on the TEDx picture.
Any conversation about movement in any learning context, whether it be a classroom or whether it be a corporate training setting, needs to begin with the brain-body connection. The more you know about it, the more you can influence it rather than it just running your life all the time. Let me give you a couple of examples. Biomedical researchers now know that cortisol, which is a powerful hormonal byproduct of stress, is also a powerful immune cell inhibitor. Well, what does that mean? In our modern culture, we keep the accelerator down too long. The danger flag has risen too often. We live in periods of chronic stress, and we can get what? Sick. Yeah. So what's stress? Stress is a perception of an event that happened, that's happening, that might happen. What's a perception? It's a thought. So we can link our thoughts to illness. Deepak Chopra says it best. Our immune system is constantly eavesdropping on our inner dialogue. But when's the last time your doctor asked about what you were thinking? That's not very practical. More often they're asking about your stress levels, which is the same thing. Conversely, it was thought up until about 3 decades ago that the brain cells, or more specifically the nerve cells and neurons you were born with, a little less than 100 billion, is all you got. We now know that that's not true, that in the hippocampus region of the brain, we can in fact create new nerve cells, and the process is called neurogenesis. And when I ask audiences how they think this happens, they'll say things like crosswords or reading, keeping your brain sharp through games. And the answer is actually aerobic activity. The big picture is this. What we know now is that the brain is one of the primary beneficiaries of the benefits of aerobic activity. And it does far more than neurogenesis. But when's the last time your personal trainer said, what cognitive function can we enhance today? Well, that question doesn't happen very often either, but I hope it will in the future. So the reason that we talk about the brain-body connection are several. Number one, it matters what you think. Number two, it matters what you do. And number three, I want you to understand that learning does not happen from the neck up. It happens from the feet up.
Physical exercise improves brain performance, as well as increasing the number of capillaries in the brain that bring oxygen. More amounts of oxygen improves cognitive performance. Free play, like the one students have at recess, can change the connections of the neurons which help regulate emotions, making plans, and solving problems. According to Sousa, the following are examples of the benefits of movement in our students. Increases cognitive function, aids in learning of skills like gross motor skills, communication skills, social skills, listening skills, cooperative skills, uses kinesthetic energy, calms anxiety, awareness of physical presence, spatial relationships, breathing, timing, rhythm, and movement. Movement can be integrated across curriculums. Here are some examples. Energizer. You can play in the classroom a ball toss game. They can also touch 7 objects around the classroom. Acting out. Physical movement to remember important concepts. Role-playing. Pantomime. Play charades to dramatize major points. Vocabulary. Act out a word.